The inspirational leader gives people support when they fail. This is an easy thing that you can do, and it sends a fantastic signal to people. So the first thing is give people feedback on their performance, whether it's good or bad. Everyone wants to know, how am I doing? And saying nothing is scary, because if you don't hear anything back from your boss, you think, well, how am I doing? Is my boss unhappy? I don't know. So if somebody's good, you must tell them. And if they're doing badly, you must tell them, but in a positive way. So if somebody screws up, what do you say to them? And I think the best thing to say to them is actually a question. And it's to say, do you know what you'll do differently next time? I remember when my son Miles was little, he was leaning on the door frame and somebody shut the door, or the wind blew it shut or something, and his fingers got squashed in the door frame. I mean, they were going to be fine, but it was pretty painful. And I remember he was screaming and shouting and crying, and, oh, my fingers. And all I said was, do you know what you'll do differently next time? Which wasn't very nice of me. Looking back, I regret that. I wasn't very sympathetic. But actually, all you can do is learn from something like that, because it's happened. So the big thing is, how are you going to make sure that never happens again? And I think, in some ways it was a good question to ask him. He was going, I'm never putting my fingers in the door again. And he learned that, and that's great. I think rather than you're stupid, I can't believe you did that, that doesn't help. That just makes it worse. Do you know what you'll do differently next time? And mostly people say, oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't know about you, but if I make a mistake, I'm already kicking myself. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I don't need somebody else to come and kick me as well. I can't believe you did that. What I want them to say is, presumably you know what you'll do differently next time. And I'll say, yeah, oh God, absolutely. I've learned that now. I'm not going to do that again. And then I want them to say, that's great, because I know you can do it. So mostly when you say, do you know what you'll do differently next time? They'll say, oh yeah. And you can say, brilliant. That's, it's fine. The main thing is, it's always going to be good from now on. But sometimes they'll say, no, I don't know what to do differently, because I think I did everything right and it just didn't work. I did the right thing with the customer and we just didn't get the order, for example. So then you'd need to go into coaching mode and say to them, well, okay, well, look, next time you get one of these, let me know and I will work with you and I'll show you what to do. It will be my fault if it doesn't work. And in fact, you could even go one step further. If somebody makes a mistake, you could say, it's my fault that you didn't know how to do it. Because actually it is in the end, isn't it? In the end, everything's management's fault. So if you've got somebody who screws up, it's because you didn't train them. So say to them, look, this problem happened and it was probably my fault for not explaining it to you. But the main thing is, do you now know what you'll do differently next time? So really, really supportive if there's a problem. And after that, you can say, I know you can do it. Because that's what we want to hear, isn't it? I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you. I know you can learn this. I know you can do it. And then they will want to prove to you that your faith in them is justified. They'll want to prove to themselves that they can do it, but they'll also want to prove to you. So if I fail on something, I really want to have another go. I really want to show that I can do it. So it's a really powerful thing to say to somebody, I know you can do it. I just want to finish this video with a very quick story. I don't even know if it's true, but it may well be. It's about a bloke who worked for, I think it was IBM. And apparently he made a huge mistake and it cost the company £1 million. And he was summoned to go and see the chief exec to talk about this. And he was absolutely terrified, going to see the big boss. And he went in going, please don't fire me. I know you're going to fire me. I'm really sorry. It was a mistake. Please don't fire me. And the boss said, fire you? Why would I fire you when I've just spent £1 million training you? And I think that's a great story, because all you can do is think it's training. If something goes wrong, it's a learning experience. The person has hopefully learnt from it, but so's the organisation, really, because we can make sure that nobody else makes that same mistake. And we can also think, should that person have been trained? Why was that person even doing that job when they weren't capable? Maybe the wrong person was doing the job. Is there something wrong with our systems? So we can learn a lot from mistakes, and that's all they are. They're just a learning experience so that we can make sure that it's going to be fine next time. It's not about blame. That person didn't deliberately make that £1 million mistake. It was just one of those things, and we've just got to make sure it doesn't happen again. So, if somebody makes a mistake, the key is to be really, really supportive. And I just want you to ask yourself now, how supportive are you? What do you say to people when they make a mistake? And could you start to say things like, do you know what you'll do differently next time? And I know you can do it right next time.